Get over here!
I am astonished that you are so quickly deserting the one who called you to live in the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel, which is really no gospel at all. Evidently, some people are throwing you into confusion and are trying to pervert the gospel of Christ. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we preach to you, let them be under God's curse. As we have already said, so now I say again, if anybody is preaching to you a gospel other than what you accepted, let them be under God's curse. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. Alright, beautiful hand lady, what secrets are you hiding? Which, by the way, she's not even here anymore. I have a feeling we're gonna find them in there, so let's see. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 23 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. Well, that's scary. Hello? A mark of martyrdom. Hello? Is that really all that's here? Just... Eesh. Ooh. A mark of martyrdom? That's it? Ugh. Yeah. Well, turns out the beautiful hand is not so beautiful after all. I am curious to know whether there's more to that place than, what is being presented to me. But yeah, that's a little bit creepy. But, that pretty much settles that for the time being. But yeah, thank you guys for, tuning in. In the last episode, we did a little more exploration and did a little more, conversations. But, now I wish to, explore a little more and see what else I can garner, especially this. I believe we have to give this guy more of these, from what I'm to understand. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, it took us to a new place. So, let's see. This takes us over here to a new preview. And that opens up this area to someplace we've already been to. Although... Aha! So that leads to this. And I believe there was something here that we could have explored. Maybe? No, it looks like that's actually it. So, yeah, that takes us back here, and that will lead us back over there. Now, the question is, can I give him more? Or not? Because I was told that, like, if I continue to give him, I'm assuming those forgotten tributes, then that'll be something. Yeah, we have more of them. So what I'm assuming here is that if we keep giving him forgotten tributes, he'll keep taking us to inaccessible locations via his caravan. Hence, we're here in the Severed Tower now. Okay, I'm starting to understand now. Cierzo!
Oh, Cierzo. Collection of figurines. Where are you, Cierzo? That's Jalok. Oh, my bad. There, Cierzo. Increase elemental damage when fervor is at its maximum. The heart above, first verse. The malnourished child walked under the scorching sun that made the earth boil under his wounded bare feet. He walked with the aid of a dried, twisted root that served as a cane and poorly helped to lessen the burning pain that came with every step. He walked with his face down, averting his eyes from the blinding glare of that cruel light, only looking up every now and then to squint his eyes and make sure that, far in the horizon, the great city was still there. The one that's name he didn't know, that majestically towered like a mountain in the middle of the barren desert. Yeah, if I recall correctly, like, Cierzo is the pilgrim, right? Unless I remember the name Cierzo. Someone in the comments, please remind me of what that might be. But, yes, this opens up this preview, and we are back in... Yeah, we're in a completely different area now. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna continue exploring and hopefully make a little bit more progress as to where we want to go. I knew it. We haven't found one of those sisters in a little while, so we're gonna have to go back there again. Yes, this is new, so here we go. Aha, and I see something down here. Can't hide from me. I see. So we gotta move. Alright, so, while we are handling this situation, it's fine. Go ahead and, like, take the hit, because we need to move. Ah, not in time. Okay, we need to clear out these enemies. So, while I'm doing that, hope you guys are having a good time. I've been doing relatively okay, all things considered. Things have been a little bit, ooh, I can actually do this. Yeah, there you go. Things have been a little bit, precarious for me, in regards to just where I want to, like, be at in terms of, like, how things have been in my life. But, you know, I'm doing my best. And, just continuing to live life as I see fit, with my own perspective on how I wish to view things, which is kind of the topic I want to get into today. So, the passage I chose for today is from Galatians. And Galatians, I believe was written by the Apostle Paul, if I recall correctly. Someone in the comments who is a more of a scholar. I keep screwing that up. I gotta not do that. Someone who's more of a Bible scholar than me might be able to correct me on that, but if I recall correctly, yes, Galatians was written by the Apostle Paul. And the Apostle Paul had a passage in the first chapter of Galatians speaking about no other gospel, as it were. Or rather, talking about those who would accept another gospel other than the one taught to them by the disciples of Christ. Now, this can actually be interpreted in a few different ways. Particularly, one that, I believe a lot of, Christians, if I may be so bold in saying it that way, like to use. Damn, okay. So that's what brought us down here. Cool. I actually do want to visit, the guy down there, because I believe that's the nursemaid dude who is, feeding the child, so I want to see if I have any other seeds I can give him. But, so the passage from Galatians can be interpreted in many different ways, and the one that, like, a lot of, like, conservative Christians might like to use is the idea that, like, you should not be practicing any other religion other than the one taught by Christ. Now, I can see where that interpretation might come from. Alright, yep, I remember this. Let's see. Okay, I do have another seed. I will continue in a moment.
Oh, hijo mío, ahora estáis libre del castigo. Mi cuerpo se derretirá y formará parte de esta alta torre que podréis contemplar desde la lejanía. Y yo os contemplaré a vos a través de sus almenas. Id con las hermanas. Hijo mío, penitente, tomad esta prueba de agradecimiento.
The remembrance of Sade.
Salvado corazón sea.
So, if we leave and then come back, there it is. He's gone. Be well, my friend. Que el milagro te asegure y que Dios le bendiga. Hasta luego, hermano. So, that's that quest complete. Nice. Now then, I want to make it to another Prie-Dieu. There is the one down there that I can take, and I think what I want to do now, I don't remember if I can go this way at all, but if I recall correctly, there is a path hidden here. What I think I can do is I gotta find the guy to, unless like, okay, so the guy I gave the black tributes to, I don't see his marker anymore. So is that to say that I got them all, or I gave them all to him and he is taking me everywhere that I can at this point? That is the question. I'm actually, oh right, the tree is there with the oh gosh, I forget it, the gold seeds, right? That's something else I gotta check out. I am actually going to go ahead and check that out. Let's do this. Let's go to my prayers. And, as usual, yep, Miravras of the Return to Port. Yep. Gotta do this. Still a really cool ability. Very, very useful. So, let's go ahead and... Actually, no, while we're here, we actually do need to turn that remembrance into the Carpenter.
A vuestro servicio estoy, penitente.
Alright. Remembrance of Cesario. The Selfless Father.
He labrado una nueva pieza para vuestro retablo. Tomad.
Alright. Let's see. So, okay, I can do this. The Selfless Father. Let me see if I can find where... Ah, here it is. The Selfless Father reduces fervor cost of prayers. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we got so far. Increases the damage of prayers and slightly increases the damage of prayers. Let's replace the Bishop with the Selfless Father. And I believe that still gives us the, Yep, it still gives us Cierso's favor. So, yeah, the Selfless Father and the Woman of Stolen Faces. The Scribe and the Ecstatic Novice increases stun power and increases fervor generated. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Health after execution and increases the strength of Ruego al Alba. Increases critical hit chance when striking with a weapon and increases the window of time to block. And that gives us all Jalok, Leveches, Gregal's, and Cierso's favor. Alright, cool. I like this.
El milagro os guarde, penitente.
Muchas gracias, hermana. Alright, so, with that done, let's go ahead over to that tree and see if there's anything else we can do there. Because I'm starting to remember these details. I also gotta check in with the sister, actually, now that I think about it. Do we want to do that real quick? Yeah, why not? Like, we saved one of the sisters, and actually, let's hold off on that. I will go back after I find a few more, because something tells me I haven't found all of them yet. But, what I want to do is go over here. But now I gotta remember, yes, we go in here, and this will take us to the tree. Now, do we have anything else we can give this tree? We have 3 more lumps of gold we need to find. Alright. Let us keep that in mind. anything else we want to check out before we start moving towards the big one. The biggin. Yeah, because I don't see the guy to give the coin to anymore. Unless, perhaps, he is up where we need to go towards the objective here, towards the Crimson Reigns. I am thinking... Here's what I'm thinking, guys. Let's start the Crimson Reigns. Let's head to the Elevated Temples. We'll get up to the Crimson Reigns. And let's see what else we can find. Because we've done quite a bit of exploration these past few episodes. We might as well do some more in a new area. And see what else we can find. What I really want is to see if I can find, like, something that'll tell me where the rest of the cherubs are. But now that I think about it, let me actually check my map here. We only have 3 cherubs left. For all we know, they could be... The father said, 4 envoys wrapped my body in soft linen cloths. Okay. For all we know, the last 3 cherubs could be in this area. Do you have anything else for us?
No nos quedan más artículos, pero nunca se sabe qué puede aparecer en esos caminos. Volved más tarde, pues, penitente.
Gracias, hermano. Yeah, let's go ahead and start making our way up. As we are, as the rains rain down. Going back to Galatians, right? So the passage is talking about no other gospel other than the gospel of Christ, right? The thing is, that could be interpreted in many different ways, and what I imagine a lot of conservative Christians, or, oh, right, martyrdom. What a lot of Christians like to do is kind of like make it so that it's talking... Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Gotta be careful. What a lot of conservative Christians like to do is use that as a, like, means of perhaps talking about other religions. But there's a couple of parts about that verse in Galatians that I want to bring attention to. Mainly the idea of perverting the gospel of Christ. And the idea of a gospel that you accepted. And that's the big part that I want to focus on, is that idea of the gospel that you yourself accepted, and the idea that you should accept no other gospels other than the one taught by Christ, or the ones that are taught by, or the ones that you yourself have accepted as your gospel, or the one you want to listen to. Because I genuinely believe, I genuinely believe that a large portion of that passage is maybe not just talking about other religions, which personally I don't think that's the case, because my interpretation of that passage in Galatians is less about other teachings or other religions and more about the idea of following a gospel, the gospel of Christ, that was shaped to fit the benefit of those teaching it, which is something that has been happening a lot, if I may say. And I put up a post recently on Blue Sky talking about this very subject. The idea that a lot of Christians seem to have it in their heads about... seem to have the whole idea of... basically... doing things, or like, doing like some pretty like nasty stuff and using the gospel to justify their actions, which has happened throughout all of history. And it, like, I've seen a lot of people respond to my post talking about, like, this is the reason why, like, they don't go to church anymore, you know? Which, frankly, I don't blame them, because I've seen that firsthand as well, and it's pretty crazy. And that's, I think, the main thing about the passage of Galatians that I think strikes me. Because it's one of those situations... Oh, Jesus. It's one of those situations where it's like, not only does the gospel have to be, like, the one taught by, you know, the actual following disciples of Christ, but it's that one part of it is what strikes me about that passage. The one that you accepted. the one thing that I cannot stress enough about the gospel of Christ is that in order for it to even be valid from an individual standpoint, is the idea of acceptance and adherence and the detail that in order for the gospel of Christ to apply to you, you actually have to make the conscious choice to accept it yourself. The conscious decision to actually follow the gospel of Christ by your own accord. So those who might try to flip the gospel of Christ in their favor and try to tell you, hey, you should follow the gospel of Christ or you're going to hell, or otherwise you're going to pay, and like you should do what I say because I'm a follower of Christ, that's where you should start having some concerns, because no, that is not the proper way to go about the gospel of Christ, because that's turning the gospel basically into your own, basically like turning the gospel into something that fits your own agenda. Oh, I see. And yeah, that happens a lot, quite frankly. Very much so. More so than it reasonably should. And that's the main thing that I want to address when it comes to today's sermon and the, ooh, geez. And, like, the specific passage of Galatians is, are you following the teachings of Christ because you want to, or because you're trying to be a people pleaser and, you know, say, oh, hey, yeah, I'm a follower of Christ because my mom said so, or this person said so, and, like, if this person is happy, then I'm happy, and, like, you know, that's how it should be, right? No. You should be following the gospel of Christ because you want to, and if you don't want to, then there's no point. Like, if you don't want to be a follower of Christ or, like, a follower of the teachings of Christ, that is entirely your prerogative. And those who say that you should follow Christ or you're going to hell, they need to check themselves, because that is not how the gospel of Christ should operate. The entire gospel or the teachings of Christ operate on the sheer dependence that those listening to the gospel want to actually follow the teachings of Christ. And if that is not the case, then they should not even bother, you know, trying to coerce a said person into following the teachings of Christ. Because, again, it all depends on whether they actually want to or not. And if they don't want to, well, that is their prerogative. That is their choice to make. Did I just go in a circle? Was there a purpose to that? Or maybe I missed something. I'll have to, like, double check that later. Oh, before I forget, I'm actually going to switch my prayer back to Dead Level Lights. I might as well actually use it. Because these guys, like, while not difficult to deal with, they are particularly dangerous. So, yeah. Another thing that I would like to say regarding this passage from Galatians is there is a specific message in there about self-acceptance and self-worth. Because while those who follow the gospel of Christ and actually adhere to the teachings can take that lesson of not perverting the gospel of Christ and, like, you know, understanding that it is a gospel that you yourself have accepted, so you should, like, not pervert it in such a way to fit your own ends. The non-Christians can take something from Galatians as well, and that is the idea of self-worth, self-acceptance, and understanding that you only really need to live for yourself and no one else. Or in the case of those who do follow the gospel, like, you know, live for yourself and live for Christ. But again, there is something to be said about those who follow the gospel, who don't follow the gospel, but can still manage to find that sort of message of, hey, I may not be a follower of Christ, but I also understand that living for someone other than myself, or living purely for the happiness of others, that's no way to live. I need to come up with my own way of how I want to be happy, how I wish to live my life, how I come to accept the, what I want to live for. Because, yeah, that sort of thing is not easy. Ah, okay, I did miss something. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, I see. That's why I missed it. So, yep, there we go. Okay, I did miss something down there as well. I missed a couple of things, as a matter of fact. Do I want to backtrack? Yeah, let's backtrack. Let's, maybe not backtrack that way. Let's see if I can find any, whatever else is here. Because, again, I do want to keep an eye out for the cherubs and any other treasures that I might find. So, let's follow the map and see what else I can find. So there is something over here that I missed. This is a pretty cool area, not gonna lie. Oh, you know what? Oh, I see. So I can't go down there because of the clouds. But what I can do is this way. And let's look at this. Hang on. Ah! Another mark of martyrdom. Cool. Neat. Very neat. And there's one last thing over this way that I might be able to snag. Cool. Okay, so I do need to make a... Oh, that was my bad. This might cause me to like, use up the rest of my flasks inadvertently. Am I able to make it out of here, actually, now that I think about it? There has to be a way out of here, right? Oh, you know what? It's down here. There we go. Oh, okay. You know what? I was in such a hurry that I didn't take into account that there might be something over here. Hang on a sec. Okay, well, that leads back there, so yeah. Ow! Ah, I see. So it was just a gap in this little area. I don't suppose... Nope. There is no hidden passageway or anything. So I think I got everything that I can out of this area. So let us continue and see what we can garner. But yeah, essentially, if you follow the gospel of Christ, be sure to understand that you shouldn't be flipping the script of the gospel to suit your own ends. And a lot of that does have to do with when it comes to understanding and preaching the gospel or the Bible and figuring out like what it's supposed to actually entail. Some people need to understand that a big portion of understanding the gospel of Christ and understanding the Bible itself really should come from your own individual interpretation rather than what can be taught to others. Now, there is something to be said about having that coalition to come together and help you understand that gospel. You know what I mean? Because there is value in adhering to other teachings and also like not basically like coming to your interpretation of the gospel itself, but also like not necessarily like trying to make it fit your own ends as well. You know what I mean? Like coming up with your own interpretation does not equate to, oh, well, my interpretation of the Bible is that I can do whatever the heck I want because I follow God. No. No. You do need to adhere to what the Bible teaches you. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to at least how I view the Bible, a lot of it does have to do with love, patience, kindness, gentleness, self-control, the general maturity of the fruits of the good fruits of what's it called? Basically the good fruits for like that of the minds of those who truly do follow the teachings of Christ. And a lot of that has to do with love and acceptance, patience, forgiveness, all that, like, you know, kumbaya rainbow stuff. And yeah, it like some of it can be cringe, absolutely, but the Bible is also filled with plenty of harsh lessons that people need to understand. Don't let someone else's perverted interpretation of how they want the gospel to be to color your view on it. If you truly want to get into the gospel of Christ and maybe look into becoming a child of God, as it were, the first step is not adhering to what others say. It is not adhering to what a pastor says. It is not adhering to what someone tells you you should do because God told you to do it. Sit down, read the Bible yourself, and come to your own conclusion, not necessarily about what the Bible is trying to tell you, or rather what the Bible says, but rather your own conclusion as to whether you want to actually adhere these teachings to you in your life or not, or whether you actually want to accept that there is a God out there. The most important thing about the gospel of Christ is your own individual acceptance as to whether you want to believe it or not. That's not to say that there's nothing, like I said, I'm pausing here just to like emphasize this. I've been trying to like say this since the beginning of this series, is that when it comes to the Bible and the teachings of Christ, there's plenty there to chew on for those who don't believe in God. The idea of, you know, again, the good fruits, the patience, kindness, gentleness, and all that. Do you have to believe in God to be a good person? No. Does it help? That depends on who you are. That's really the bottom line of it. I am a believer in God, but I also believe in the general goodness of people as a whole. Now, that's probably rich coming from someone as jaded as me. I work for the news. But when it comes to the Bible, do your own due diligence. Do your own research and do your own self-meditation and self-reflection to find out whether you want to accept whether there's a God out there or not. And if not, that's fine. There's still plenty in the Bible and plenty within the Christian teachings to tell you, or to like at least teach you what it means to generally be a decent guy. Because let's be honest, like, yeah, you don't necessarily need to believe in God to be a good person. That doesn't mean that the Bible telling you to love thy neighbor as you do yourself, or like, you know, not cheating, not stealing, and like treating others with kindness and patience, I believe is something that most people should, keyword should, be willing to grasp. You know? Don't be a people pleaser. Live for yourself. Come to your own conclusions. And don't pervert the Bible. Don't pervert the Bible to suit your own ends, people. That's been happening a lot lately. Learn the difference. Now then, let us continue with what is going on here.
Esta espera, esta interminable espera ha sido mi penitencia. La penitencia original, tan antigua como el milagro mismo. La que me nombró primero entre los penitentes, perpetuo por su gracia, perpetuo para guardaros esta eternidad. Milagro mío, atended mi ruego. Otorgadme vuestra bendición para cumplir con vuestra santa encomienda. Cubrid mi cuerpo con heridas, Lacerad el pergamino ajado que cubre mi carne. Pues soy el primer penitente. Y vos seréis el último.
Eviterno, the first of the penitents. I see, I see. Okay, get behind him when he does that. Very heavy on the spell casting. Whoa, Jesus! Okay, I see. Okay, that's a pretty easy attack to dodge, it seems. Okay, Spirit Bomb. Ah, that missed. Okay, he's doing that again. Ooh, okay. Managed to dodge all that. Yeah, that's actually a really good moment to use that. Good. That was easy.
Ahora que las cintas carmesí finalicen lo que una vez empezaron. Mi penitencia aún no ha terminado.
Let's go. Oh. Whoa. Okay, I see. Okay, I need to block some of this. Jeez. I managed to heal just in time. I see. Okay. Ooh, cool. Wow. Really cool. Okay. Whew, not bad at all. Okay, I'm going to need to learn how to fight this guy. Is he the final boss, is what I want to know. Oh! How did I dodge all of that before I... Oh my god! Oh my lord! Whew. Well, that was something. Good. Yes! Oh, what happened there? Did he, like, cross me up? Yeah, I'm using fighting game terms there. Okay, that was my bad. Alright, grab that. Is it doing the thing? Okay. This I can get some free damage in. Ah, he did a third one. I should have seen that one coming, because he always does 3. What? Today I learned I can deflect those. Okay, good. First face down.
Ahora que las cintas carmesí finalicen lo que una vez empezaron. Mi penitencia aún no ha terminado.
Yeah, no joke. This guy's a great fight. Alright. Good. Good. Take a moment to heal. He's stunned. No, he's not. Never mind. Ah, damn it. At least I got the heal off. Good. Yeah. Okay, it's all about spacing, baby. Good. Okay, this. Oh, I just realized it's all the prayers. The prayers and the... No, it's the bosses. Wow, that was neat. Ah, I'm gonna get hit. Okay, that's fine. Spacing? Good. I'm out of flasks. Beautiful. I don't think he was the final boss. Otherwise, why would it give me marks of martyrdom? So now what? The remembrance of Crisanta. Wasn't Crisanta the...
El hijo ha nacido.
Las nubes se abren ante vos y derraman lágrimas carmesí. Comienza así la obra del alto dramaturgo. Elijo. Las nubes se abren a comienzas.
Okay, so now what? Your expiation awaits. Are you sure you want to ascend? No. I understand now. That is... I think that is the point of no return. So, you guys in the comments, you guys have been a huge help in helping me figure all this out. But yes, I believe that is our final destination. So, in the next episode, we're going to... Wait, confess? Oh, so now we can confess at the now we can confess at the Predieu. Well, that's nice. But first, I want to visit the carpenter again.
A vuestro servicio estoy, penitente. He labrado una nueva pieza para vuestro retablo. Tomad.
So, Grisanta. Where might you be? Because I'm also still missing a few of the other altar pieces, particularly this one. Grisanta, here we go. Converts the Mercy of the Wind ability into an almost instant movement. Once Grisanta saw the blood flowing from her wounds, she realized she could never stop the miracle from taking flesh. She had been fighting the Archon Fraternity of Penitents in a long, cruel conflict, but defeat was now inevitable. Eviterno led the congregation, a peerless foe whose impossible power was fed by the endless source of his divine eternity. The miracle had chosen him to be the protector of its new work, after bestowed upon him the original penitence, that of perpetual contemplation, to wait endlessly until the miracle required so. And so was he called to arms, individual of the new celestial icon birth, the great divine work that would join the hearts of the devout and bring together their faith. Eviterno, father of penitence, heeded the call and fought in that decisive battle where Grisanta met defeat. Exhausted, Grisanta fell to the cold floor of that temple, knowing she was living through her last moments as that magnificent creation ripped through the bloodied skies above them all. That ancient sacred ground would be her tomb, but also where her fiery legacy would persist, her sword. In that very moment, she held her steel up, wrapped as it was in crimson, and plunged it fearlessly into her chest. In her very blood she bathed it. A final sacrifice bestowed to its future wielder. Only then did Grisanta allow her eyelids to fall, concealed by the metallic severity of her helmet, and only then did those eyes that had always remained vigilant within their own darkness shut forever, submerged in the night of her blind, unshakable faith. Damn. Oh! The maiden is broken. Well, I'm going to assume that that is how we are supposed to, you know, get that back. Now then, let's actually equip Grisanta. And what happens if we equip her with something else from that candle set? So, increase stun chance when health is low, increases fervor generated when attacking enemies, increases stun power, reduces the fervor cost of keeping the war sensor alight, and increases the strength of Veredicto. Let's go with the anointed one. Alright, I see. then in that case, what we can do for this one, just so we can get this back, the Broken Maiden has no effect. I know that... Let's actually see. Increase the damage caused by when your cumulative guilt is high. Grants the possibility of earning Tears of Atonement when breaking objects. I do like the Prisoner a lot, actually. And... Let's see. The Flagellant reduces penalties of guilt. Increases physical damage inflicted. Increases the damage inflicted when the guilt level is low. Actually, that might be a good one. The Mercy increases damage inflicted by the final attack of a combo with any weapon. Okay. Rather than the Prisoner, actually, because that's a little more explore-focused, let's go with the Traitor and Castula. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so which one am I missing? There's the Candle, there's the Feather, there's the Skull. Oh, I need this one, actually. So let's see. The Veteran increases the strength of Sarmiento and Centella. Reduces Verdadera Destreza loss to 1 when hit. Reduces dodging cooldown. Increases the window of a time to perform a block. That one I like. Increases the damage of mid-air attacks with any weapon. Increases critical chance. And allows you to perform an air recovery after being knocked back. Let's go with the Partisan. And Leveche. There we go. And yeah, that will bring it back to Leveche's favor. Because I do like this set of increasing the weapon's power along with the elemental damage that I get from my from any source, which I should be using more, honestly. And I don't really use Sarmiento and Centella as often as I should, but still, I think this will work just fine. All right, I think so far that will be good. So, I have a lot of exploration and a lot more combing around the area to do. What I don't exactly know is how to get to certain areas regarding certain bits of exploration, because I'm still a little lost on that one. I still need to find 3 more cherubs, and that's pretty much the situation. Right now, I'm mainly just like trying to find out where the heck am I supposed to go. I'm missing 3 lumps of gold, and I'm also okay, the 3 cherubs, the 3 lumps of gold is what I'm missing. So, if anyone has any advice on what I should do next. The other thing that I gotta do is find those gosh darn clones, because I did unlock that when I defeated Asterion. So that's something else I gotta do. So honestly, a good like chunk of like searching around I think is what's going to be. So I think that's gonna be the next episode, is basically just searching around and seeing anything else that I may have missed. So hopefully I'll be able to figure that out. Before we leave, however, I'm going to do one more thing. Let's go to the weapons, because we have 10 marks of martyrdom. And I believe we have, yeah, we have a few marks for Mea Culpa as well. We've completely upgraded Veredicto. I want to completely upgrade Ruego, because I use Ruego al Alba a lot. So, upgrades the boosted mystical damage during Blood Pact. I gotta use Blood Pact more. So, yeah, let's go with Weight of Justice. Reaper Prayer halves the cost of a Reaper Rosary. And Crimson Advocacy. I really should start using Edge of Horizon. That's the name of the achievement I just got. I really should be using Blood Pact more. Let me actually recall how. Okay, so yeah, that's Rosary Ward. Weight of Sin. Blood Pact is with R1 and square. I gotta remember that. And Reaper Rosary, like, is that during the Blood Pact. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it... Well, I don't have the blood to give the pack to, so I guess we'll try that out next time. As for Sarmiento and Centella, we have 2 marks that we can still spend. So let's go ahead and do that. Just Retribution increases damage when counterattacking with any weapon. So that also benefits Ruega al Alba anyway. And Determination, base defense increase. Sure. And finally, Mea Culpa. We can unlock all 3 of these. So let's see. Sacred Onslaught. Hold square while dodging to do a lunge. And this would unlock Consecration, which would increase the damage of Weight of Justice. Holy Wrath. Oh, this is the charge move. Alright, and that would bring us to Wrath of the Twisted One. It increases Holy Wrath's damage inflicted. And let's go with either Fervor's Warmonger or Fervor's Retribution. I'm gonna go with Fervor's Retribution because I used the, I used, oh no, I already unlocked it actually. Never mind. So, Fervor's Warmonger. And that makes a way for Last Words. Ooh, okay, that makes it very similar to Ruega al Alba. I'll have to remember that one. That's actually the one I might want to unlock next time. Let's see, what are the other ones? End of the Line. Preceptor Pulse projectile explodes on impact with an enemy or when it reaches its maximum range. The Preceptor Pulse projectile hits multiple enemies. Yeah, Wrath of the Twisted One and Consecration. I think Last Words is the one I want to unlock next. So yeah, we did a lot of good progress here. Anything else that I need to address while I'm here? I don't think so as of right now. I may want to, like, rearrange my beads again, but honestly, I like the set. I like the set I already have with the rosary beads I have already. So, I think we are pretty much good to go at this point. Right now, it's just a matter of, yeah, right now, it's just a matter of exploring and seeing everything else that we can get. My main focus are those clones, the rest of the cherubs, and the rest of the gold lumps. From there, we'll have to see. Oh, and one other thing. I also, again, I want to thank PA2 for addressing this. There is something I need to do regarding the true ending, and it does have to do, I believe, with the altar pieces. Specifically, these. The, like, very, very, like, the, I believe the, like, the ones with those gold sashes, I believe are, like, specifically, like, the ones that I need, and I'm missing a couple. That's the one that's one in particular. I have Leveche, I have Jaluk, and I have Cierzo. I think it's 4. So I have 3 of them, I think? I believe? I could be wrong? I don't know if it's this one. I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure it's these guys. So I'm missing this one specifically. I'm gonna have to look for that one. Honestly, like, I want to, like, search around and, like, make sure I find the rest of the altar pieces anyway. So that's pretty much what's going to be going on for the next few episodes before we get into the finale. That said, I know there are multiple endings to this game. Do you guys want to see the bad ending first before we continue? Do you want me to, like, go ahead and, like, beat the game now so that we can see that? Or do you want me to just go for the true ending? Go ahead and let me know in the comments, and we will make some decisions from there. That said, since I'm here, I might as well do one last thing. Okay, nope, have not unlocked anything else yet, so I'm still missing some sisters. So that's another thing that I gotta find. I don't know how many I need in order to unlock all that, so that's pretty much... It occurs to me that I never actually tried that yet. So that's what Grisanta's ability does. That's pretty sick, honestly. Was that here before? I don't remember this being here before. I am missing out on a lot, apparently. And there's nothing... Yeah, you're gone too. Man, there's a lot of changes happening to this game, and I'm not even noticing. I gotta be more vigilant about that. Well, regardless, I think that's enough for today. So, thank you guys for joining us for episode 23 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. In the next episode, we will continue our search for everything else that we can throughout this world and work our way towards the true ending of this game in order to finally bring peace back to this land. I am the Green Scorpion. Live for yourselves. Do not try to please everyone. And when it comes to the grace of God, remember that only you have the power to truly accept the gospel. And if you wish not to do so, that is entirely your prerogative. No one else can tell you otherwise. Live for yourself. Live for your happiness. And may God bless you, whichever decision you make. See you next time, everybody.